Yo, you on the mic with Mike. Guys, thank you for joining us. This is another episode of On the Mic with Mike, and I have my beautiful friend, and I would like to call her co-host. Are you laughing at my intro?
I'm laughing at the fact that no one knows that this is our third attempt at recording this.
Yeah, bro. Okay, that's totally my fault, guys. And you don't even know what the fuck we went through today. Like, yeah, man, fucking shit show. That's what I should call this show. This should be called the shit show. But my name is Mike, so that just wouldn't work. So yeah, guys, we're back. For the third try. Don't ask no questions. I won't tell you no lies.
We're gonna do it today, Mikey.
We have no choice. So Vany totally came through for me with this thing called StreamYard, which I have never heard of before. So we're on it right now, and that's how we're able to record the show. Because if not, we'd still be dicking around with my fucking OBS program, which we're not going to talk about because I think OBS should be open bullshit because that's the shit I went through today was a whole bunch of bullshit. But no, we're here. StreamYard for the fucking win. Vany for the fucking win.
Let's do it.
All right, we're rocking.
Get her done.
All right, yeah, no, we're getting her done, son. All right, so I have a whole list of questions for Vany today, but before we get into the list of questions, let me introduce her. Okay, so guys, this is official Vany Vicious on Instagram. If you don't know, she's like a big time thing. If you don't know, you've been under a rock somewhere, but she's kind of a thing, guys. Yeah, she's been modeling for how long, Vany? Like, give us a scoop.
19 years, bro.
19 years, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while, huh?
Yeah, 19 fucking years.
I know, but they've been good years, though.
Yeah, I can't complain. It's had its, like any job, it's had its ups and downs. So.
All right, so let me ask you that since we're talking about ups and downs. How's life currently?
Life is good. Life is always lifing. Same with the job, up and downs, but we're getting through it, trying to heal and work and self-care and all that. So
good. And how are the babies doing?
The babies are good. I don't have actual babies, people. I have dogs, but they're good. They're behind me.
Right. For those of you who don't know, we're talking about her dogs, okay? Don't jump the gun.
I have 2 dogs, 0 babies, but the dogs are doing good.
Her babies, right. So that's how I refer to them. Yeah. Hopefully they're doing well. I'm happy to hear that. Anything new in your personal life you want to discuss, or we're just gonna act like nothing's new and everything's great?
You gotta do that to me?
I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm just asking. Is everything okay?
Everything's great.
How's your mother?
My mother's great. She's visiting way more often now.
That's great. And your dad?
Now that I have a guest room, my dad is doing, dad things. He's great. People think I don't have a relationship with him because I have OnlyFans, but me and my dad are super cool.
Whatever.
And we talk. Huh?
It's always a common misconception. We already know.
Yeah. Yeah.
OnlyFans have dad issues.
Mm-hmm. And that OnlyFans girls are undateable, but I'm not undateable. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not really? You're not undateable, you say. So is there anything new in that category?
I'm dating somebody new. Yeah.
You heard it here first, guys.
I gave it to Mike first. Not even on my own podcast.
Guys, hey, you see, that's why you should watch this podcast because I get the inside scoop. No, okay, guys. No, I'm actually happy to hear that for Vany because the struggles have been real. I've known a few of her friends in the past, and they haven't really been the good ones.
Nope.
So no, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy for you. I'll you don't have to dive too much into it. Look, the hearts came up. It's so cute.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You don't have to dive too much into it, but I just want to say that I'm happy for you. Okay. Don't put his name out there. Don't say anything because the stalkers are stalkers. So we'll save from that. But no, that's good. Can I ask where you guys met? How you guys met?
We actually met on a dating app. I was opening the app to delete it, because that's it.
And how'd that work out for you?
I was done with that shit. I was like, the fuck, I'm done. Like every person that I had met on a dating app in the last fucking 3-4 years has had some sort of like insane criminal history.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you.
And I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, when I was 20, I robbed somebody. Like, no. Because even that I would look past. But
right, of course, right.
Like, it's like everybody has caught a domestic violence charge.
Oh, whoa, that's like
Larry, what the hell are you doing?
Larry!
Larry, you can't just.
Oh, Larry! Oh, are you all right? How did...
Larry!
People are just beating the shit out of their girlfriends out here. Or like you start talking to someone and they're like, "Yeah, I gotta be honest with you. I live with my ex still," and it's like, "What the fuck?" Or like some weird shit.
Situationships.
Some weird shit every time. So I open the app. I'm like, I'm deleting this shit. I'm fucking done, because you get to a point where you're just like discouraged as fuck. It's no longer fun. It's just like this annoying mission. So I opened the app and then he popped up. And it said new here, because when you first download it, it'll like have a little thing that says they're new, like they just downloaded
okay, that's
the
pretty
app.
Cool. Fresh
So
meat.
I was like, oh, he's new. He kind of fine. Okay. So I swiped and I was like, nah. And then I threw the phone on the couch and I was just watching UFC fights by my damn self. And then he matched with me. So I was like, oh shit. And then I was his first match. And then I was about to delete it on my end.
I was gonna say that's crazy. So you were gonna delete it. Instead of deleting it, you swiped and then put the phone away. And then later on, you found out, hey, Prince Charming is on the other end of that phone.
I was like, oh, look, he thinks I'm cute too or whatever. Okay. And then, and then we started talking and then we just like got off the app and then kept talking. And then,
okay. And there she is. Murder, She Wrote. I mean.
So now he's going to write a book. It's going to be called How to Bag a Baddie on OnlyFans. And
really?
No.
I was going to say, wow, the confidence he... okay, great. No. No, but that's awesome. No, but sincerely, I'm happy for you, girl. Like, you know what I'm saying? Thanks. If you're happy, then I'm happy for you, and then that's what matters. Okay, and with that being said, I had a couple of questions I wanted to dive into. Like, nothing too personal yet, but a couple of things that I wrote down. Okay, so initially, what got you into modeling, and how did you transition from becoming like a print model, which I know that's where you started, to an internet model, which is where it developed into?
So I started modeling 19 years ago, like I said. It was like very random. I had a roommate at the time. She had a camera that she got like at a garage sale or a thrift store or something. And she just wanted to like start taking pictures. So she's like, let me take pictures of you. Right. I'm like, okay. So we would like, change my outfits and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing and whatever. And then eventually I started posting them on MySpace. And
I remember MySpace. Wow.
Just aging myself.
We're both there. I got you.
And so I started posting them on MySpace and like people started like commenting and like all that shit. And I was like, oh, this is cool, whatever.
The buzz is there.
Yeah. So from there, I started working in tattoo shops. I started
as an artist or
as a body piercer.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. So I did my apprenticeship in a shop when I was 17. I would go after school every day and learn. And then as soon as I turned 18, I got a job in the shop. So
gotcha. That's dope.
When I started working in the tattoo shops, I would start going to tattoo conventions. So when I went to the conventions, photographers there would take pictures of me because I had tattoos already.
Right.
So it kind of like, and then one day some photographer at a convention was taking pictures of me and like, I thought he was joking, but he was like, this is the cover. And I'm like, all right, cheese, like whatever. Like I didn't know how to model. I was just like standing there, like,
you were just taking
like
a picture.
Smiling, like, okay. And so it came out on the cover of a big ass tattoo magazine back then.
Wow.
And I was like, what the fuck? It was crazy. And so I started posting the tattoo magazines on MySpace. So then it made me look like I was somebody. So I had photographers hitting me up like
Left
to
and right.
shoot.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just eventually like learned how to model because I came out in a tattoo magazine prior to being a model. You know what I'm saying? So it
Right. It
kind of
just kind
like,
of evolved from there.
yeah, and it kind of evolved. And then, back then there was no social media other than MySpace. So everything I was doing was for print. So everything, like anytime I would shoot with a photographer, it was to be in a magazine or submit it to some sort of publication.
Right,
and then, yeah, and then the internet came about. So I just jumped on board and started learning that.
That's pretty dope because it's crazy too. Because if you think about it, I'm a photographer and I met you at a convention. Like I
Yeah,
literally met you at a
yeah,
tattoo convention.
that's right. And we
And
met like 10 years ago, 15
yeah,
years ago or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
And then we've been friends ever since. That's crazy.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
it's ironic how that is what propelled you here, and people you've met back then are still in your life today. That's wild.
Yeah, yeah. And like it's crazy because I met you at a tattoo convention when I mean I was already modeling at that time, but I mean it was so long ago and like now you're the only photographer I shoot with.
I know.
Like it's
I'm not
crazy.
bragging or anything, guys. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm him. That's me.
You're him.
No, but with that being said, I mean, we put in a great body of work together, so I'm kind of like proud of, that's something I'm proud of, like,
Yeah, yeah,
so,
same. Same.
it's, and we're not even done yet. We got another shoot. We'll get into that. Anyway,
We're shooting
all right.
soon.
Okay, so to go along the same lines, do you remember the first photo that you posted that really took off for you? Like if there was that one photo that you could say, yeah, this was it. It was like this shoot right here. What photo was it? Was it that cover magazine photo, or was it like another one that has to do with you being on a tank?
So that's a good question. I think probably the tattoo magazines had a lot to do with it because even though they weren't necessarily like a model photo, it was very up close, like my face and arms, like
right.
whatever. Because I think I had like already I had this half sleeve done and I had some stuff on my back and whatever. So I think that that's kind of like what. But I do remember the beginning. So I don't remember what photo specifically like popped it off, but I also back at that time when Instagram was a thing, I also used to post very personal stuff. Like I posted selfies, I would post my dogs, I'd post my food like on my feed.
Right.
Now it's
Exactly.
like people don't do that. Like you don't post everything now. You
Right.
just like keep it business.
Pretty niche.
So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So back then it was like these are my sneakers of the day. This is what I ate today and like whatever. But I do remember when I first started shooting and I was posting that type of stuff on social media. I was shooting with a friend of mine. Her name's Vanessa also. She's in Vegas now. She used to she was or is still a Photoshop genius. That girl can edit like I've never seen something like it. And so she wanted to start practicing photography. And her and I were already friends through the tattoo world because her man was a tattoo artist and I worked with him. So I met her through him. And she wanted to practice photography. So her and we would make shoes, like high heels. Like we'd break the heel off a shoe, transform it. We'd make it out of like duct tape and no one would know, and we'd like spray paint it and then cover it in glitter, and we would make these like very extravagant weird fucking outfits, and we'd shoot in her apartment in front of like white walls, and then she would edit photos of me like in a fucking jungle or like some crazy shit.
Okay,
like
that's
it
pretty
was
creative.
Yeah, so we did a lot of stuff like that. Like we were really creative with the stuff we were taking, and we used to submit those to magazines too, and they would get published. And then those are the ones I started like posting. And I also remember that I had taken, you know how now people have this trend where a girl lays down and you pour cereal and then pour milk into her mouth, and it's like a trending thing or whatever, like a reel. Well, I was like one of the first people to post a cereal photo. And I remember I had very short hair, it was like a pixie cut, and I wore a very bright blue t-shirt. My nails were very, very bright. My makeup was super weird looking. And I posted a picture and like she shot it from the top and it was just me looking up with a giant bowl of Fruit Loops, and I was just eating Fruit Loops, and there was like milk dripping and stuff. So like now it's so funny to see like, you know, people posting the same kind of content now, and I'm like, yo, I did that shit like
Last
19 years
decade,
ago.
yeah, for real,
Yeah,
for real.
but those are like the photos that I remember that I would post them, and I'd be like really proud of them because of how much went into them.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
Oh, Vany origin story.
Yeah.
I
Because I'm
love
old
it.
and experienced.
Hey, girl, it's
Whatever.
called wisdom, all right? We're not fucking aging ourselves. Leave us alone.
I know.
Okay, so another question. What is one misconception that people have about you being an internet model?
I think it varies depending on who you ask and what their mentality is. Whatever the misconception is, my reaction stays the same, which is that I don't give a fuck what people think about me. And I think that's more important than what they, you know, what they
Misconceived.
do. Right. But I think the number one thing is that people think that I'm not humble, or that I have no other ability to do anything but to be on social media or posting or like taking pictures of my
Right,
ass. You know,
right.
like people don't really know everything else that I'm into. They don't know my actual life, so it's very easy to assume.
So funny, right? Not to cut
Hmm.
you off, but meanwhile, there's a sign behind you says live nudes.
Yeah.
Nice.
But then there's also like an evil eye on this side. So it's like
It's like, yeah, watch yourself, fucker.
like watch yourself.
Yeah,
I know
for
you're
real.
judging me, like
I
whatever.
love it. I know.
Yeah.
Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on.
So yeah, like I think that people think that I'm not a humble person, or they think that I literally live my life on social media, and a lot of people, you know, judge for that. And it's actually funny because the guy that I'm seeing now has no social media, and he has never had.
Wow, that's kind of awesome, though.
So yeah, I love that. I
Mhm,
love that because
mhm.
honestly, if I didn't need it for work, I wouldn't have it either. And if I did, my page would be private and it would be my dogs. Like I
Yes,
wouldn't have to
man.
post myself.
It's so consuming, like of everything.
So
Like, ugh.
yeah. So it's like when he got to know me, he was like, "What the fuck? Like, this is not what I expected." And but I did tell him, I was like, "Listen, like, I'm rare, and I know this, and you know this. Most people that are on social media for a living are consumed by social media, and their
Yeah,
personality becomes social
that
media.
right.
Like, and they're not the same. Like I am exactly the same as I'm talking to you, knowing that this is going to be on the internet, as I am in person talking to anyone else. Like nothing changes about my vibe, my personality, my daily life. Like I go weeks without taking a selfie, or without recording what I'm doing in the day,
Right.
or even shooting with you. We go months without shooting. Like
100%. Yeah, it's
it
been
is,
months, nigga.
yeah,
Mind you,
literally.
I'm on your bumper.
I'm on your bumper.
I know, but it's been months, and people assume this girl wakes up, does her makeup, takes pictures of herself all day, then she takes a shower
Right,
and she's naked in the shower taking videos of herself and this and this, and then she's probably masturbating all day or whatever the fuck they think.
right.
But
Like you
it's
don't have a
like,
whole right.
right, but I have a whole ass life apart from this that I make a lot of time for, even though this is my main source of income. And I have a whole bunch of friends that have nothing to do with the internet that
Right.
I make a lot of time for as well. So I think that would be probably like the biggest misconception that people have.
Gang, gang. All right, that was a
Yeah.
great answer, by the way.
You know,
Most people would have said something
just,
stupid like, "Oh, that I just sleep around all day," or you know what I'm saying, like But I love how much detail you put into your answer. That was fucking awesome.
well, I am a
Um,
podcaster as well. So,
let's get it. Um, okay. I wanted to ask you something about the behind the scenes of your photo shoots because a lot of people don't know what it takes to like what goes into shooting. Like you said, they think you just wake up and then take pictures of your asshole all day.
mhm.
But like sincerely, no, like for real, like sincerely. I know the answer to this because I've been there. I've seen what it takes to go into it. Like, let
Mhm.
somebody know, like, if you got a photo shoot planned, like, what does a typical day for you look like before the shoot happens? Like, not just before, the prior
Mhm.
and the
Mhm.
after, because I know like there's a whole like regiment that goes into that.
Okay, so I think like this all depends on who you ask, because I have seen girls that show up to a shoot with no makeup.
Let me show you power. I eat boys like you for breakfast.
and they're like, I don't care, I'm ready to go. I've never been like that. Like I was raised in the game type shit. So I have never been like that. You have never seen me with a broken nail, a chipped toe, like ever. Like my lashes not done, makeup not fucking done, like never. So it really depends on the person. But for me personally, it also depends on the shoot. Because you and I have been like, hey, let's shoot tomorrow, meet here, bring 3 outfits. Are you down? And then we just shoot some stuff. And then there's been other times where we rent an Airbnb and we're like, we're here for 2 days.
All out for the day.
Right. Or for the entire day. And I'm going to bring in a makeup artist and whatever. So if it's something like that, if it's not a quick 1-2 change in the car, pose at the beach shoot, we are, first of all, finding a location, which is difficult in Miami, and it's difficult with rental spaces because they know that people are using this for photo shoots, so they want to charge you.
They try to hate, right? That's
extra for photography or whatever. So finding a space, difficult. Then you're booking your makeup artist, and then you are putting together the looks, right? So you're ordering clothes, or you're putting together shit you already have. Everything has to kind of coincide with the location. Like you're not going to shoot a ball gown on by a pool. It doesn't make any sense. So you're putting together all the looks, whatever, packing. Then you either do your makeup there or before you get there. Usually it's there because it's easier and everyone else is setting up. And then like you guys are doing your thing, lighting, all that shit, hair. And then it's like it's extremely fucking tiring. It's tiring because you're nonstop changing, you're nonstop moving, you're nonstop getting your face fucking changed by a makeup artist. You're nonstop having people touch your head, trying to change your hair. And then posing alone is a workout.
Yes.
Like, and it depends on what you're wearing and how difficult those poses are. And if you're wearing something that doesn't allow you to do a certain pose because your nipple's going to pop out, now you got to figure it out and do something else or whatever. Posing, it's like your back is broken by the end of the fucking day.
Arch.
You're arching all day and you're on tippy toes all day. So it's like walking with your chest out and your ass out in fucking high heels for 8 or 9 hours. And then it's like you don't want to eat because you don't want to get bloated because now you're gonna look chunky, and then now you have to edit, and so it's a lot of like things that people don't think about. And then afterwards, like all you want to do is just wash your fucking face and take a bath.
That whole shoot off of you.
Yeah, like it's so tiring, and it doesn't matter if you're like an active person and you work out and whatever. It's tiring. I once took pictures of a friend of mine. She wanted to try a shoot, so she asked me to shoot her. And when we were done, she was like, I'm never doing this again. Like my back hurts. Like you're in fucking pain afterwards. And you don't notice because the pictures are hot and you think you're just in that position for a second to take one photo.
No.
But you're in that bitch for like 10 minutes at a time.
Wait a second.
Don't move. Got it. Yeah.
Tweak your cheek. Head to the side. Arch your back a little more. Yeah. Been there, done
and
that.
Then you got to make sure that you look cute in the face. Like you're not going to be like, oh, I'm in pain, So it's fucking hard. You have to literally, while you're shooting, think about what your body looks like from head to toe. And a lot of people don't have that awareness of their body. And so, the picture will be cute, but their toes will be all fucking weird and crooked. Or they're turned a certain way that makes them look chunky, or like they got a belly or some shit, or like fat roll on their back.
Yeah, I have pet peeves about a lot of that shit, especially the toe thing. So I know exactly what you mean.
You have to be super aware of how you're standing and what you look like.
Feet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have another question for you, a little bit on the lighter side. All right. So I know there's a lot of creeps in this industry, right? There's a lot of weirdos. There's a lot of weird shit going on. I'm a photographer, and I dated a girl one time who's a model, so I know what happens in those DMs. So, like personally, like on you, from your perspective, what is the weirdest thing you've ever seen? Like opening up your DM, you're like, what the fuck? Like, just give me one experience.
So I don't open my DMs, not on social media. I just delete them all. I never open them.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Wow, I didn't know that. So if somebody DMs you on Instagram, you're not seeing it. All right, creeps. You heard that? That goes for you fuckers out there.
Yeah. I'll see it because I'm in the box, but I'm clicking delete all. Like I'll see the first couple words and the profile picture, but I never open the messages. And then I always figure like if it's like a brand reaching out to me, they're not gonna do it through DM. They're gonna email me or something.
Yeah,
like,
usually more than likely, 100%. You're right.
So I'm like, I'm not missing anything by deleting all these DMs. I'm not gonna go through this one by one. So yeah, I don't read them, but I do open them on OnlyFans. And I do respond there because people are paying to fucking be there.
Of course.
But the weirdest thing I ever had was the weirdest request. I've gotten shit stained panties, toenail clippings, whatever.
Lord.
I've never done any of those. But I did get a request.
I like the sick fuck. Oh Lord. All right, keep going. Yeah. I'm sorry. I had to, bro. I had to. You said shit stained panties. I had to. I was like, the fuck? We weren't just gonna gloss over that, bro. I had to hold on. I heard that. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's bad. So no, funny, not fun.
Okay, bad. No. My bad. I thought you said it's fun. I was like, oh shit. All right, no, go ahead, Greg. My bad.
So the weirdest thing I ever got request was somebody wanted to buy photos of me acting dead, like hanging over a man's shoulder, like lifeless, or hanging off my bed, acting lifeless. Yeah, I didn't do it.
Like that's called necrophilia or something like that. Like
or necromancy or something.
People. Ew. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
That would have I would have delete all on him because what you want to what? That's not even a thought I want to entertain. Did you do it?
No.
Okay, but
no.
And how much was it? Like, is it okay? Another question. So, in a situation like that, when someone has a weird request, is there like a price point set by you, or does he come in and be like, "Yo, I'll give you $50 if you do blah blah blah"?
Some people will DM me and go, "Hey, I want to give you $50 if you make me a 10-minute video of you doing this and saying my name and da 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 da." And then, so usually what happens is I'll go on their profiles. I'll see if they ever spent any money on my page. If they spent $0 in, the last year that they've been on my OnlyFans, I won't even respond because you're not gonna fucking set a price on nothing.
Right.
And yeah, you already haven't spent money on any of the content I've put out, so you're fuck off.
Right.
So I won't respond. But there is like a baseline price for me to even make a custom. And even then, I have a lot of boundaries when it comes to customs.
Of course.
Like, I don't know what it is, and some people say that I'm like weird for it, but like, no matter the money, I cannot make a sexual video saying some guy's name.
Surprise, huh? Look at that now, huh? I'm dead sexy. Look at my sexy body.
I got you.
To me, I'm just not into the idea of that. Like, I don't know. So it's like
different strokes, different folks. I get you.
Yeah. So I just have like certain. So if someone says, "Hey, I want a custom of this, this, and this," and there's like one part of it that I wouldn't do, I'm like, "Hey, I don't do this, but we can do this, this, and this," and then
got you. I got you.
Whatever. So I mean, it really depends. But to be honest, I turn down 90%
quite a bit of bullshit
of customs. Yeah.
Okay, well, I get that. I get that. Everybody has limits that they won't cross. You know what I mean? So I think everyone should have certain boundaries. So with that being said, I commend you for having them. Okay, so okay, so I had like a PG part of the questionnaire, and then this part of the questionnaire is not really. So I'm gonna brush over a couple of questions. Feel free or not free to answer. You have the right to remain silent because anything you say can and will be used against you on my podcast.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Let's go. All right. So
I'm gonna answer all of them, fucker, because you know how I am.
Of course, right. All right. So all right, let's start easy. Okay, so we all know the industry that you work in, right? Well, we're not really gonna put a title on it, but we know what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so with that being said, I'm sure like while you've been in this industry, you've had like certain people that might have like upset you or maybe pissed you off or rubbed you the wrong way. Have you ever posted something on your like social media, whether it was any platform, directly to stir the pot with someone, like let's say you were dating a guy that used to date a girl, and you know that you dating that guy pissed that girl off, so you would post that guy intentionally on your page just to piss off that girl?
No, I don't. Not that I remember.
No, huh?
I what I do remember is I was with someone, and their ex used to legitimately like threaten to like fight me.
Word.
But I knew that she would watch my stories, so I'd post a lot of gun content.
Hot dog. Yo, you know what? Me and
Like,
you are gonna be friends for life.
I would just randomly post a video of me at the shooting range, or just like,
Okay,
my
yeah, no,
gun on
dope,
my
dope,
next to my
dope,
computer desk or something. Like
dope,
little
dope.
subliminal fuck with me if you want to type
Okay,
shit.
dope. Oh my God, speaking of which, I digress. I want to do a photo shoot catered around like gun shit, but we can do it right here in my backyard because I live in the sticks, so we can make it whatever. Anyway, back on
Down.
topic. Back on topic.
Down. Write it down.
Yeah. Check mark. Okay, done. All
Book
right,
it.
let's move on. No, trust me, it's booked. Do you think most people who follow you on your social media accounts are fans? Are they simps or are they creeps? Like, what do you think the majority? Like, how would you label? You could base it upon your DMs. You could base it upon whatever interactions you had. Like, what would you say the majority to the minority are? Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with the majority are creeps, because considering the amount of followers that I have, I don't get a lot of engagement. Like, I don't get a lot of comments of people being like, "You're the shit, we love this," or "dope picture," whatever. Like, I really don't, like, considering the amount of followers and like
Right, I
what the
got you.
reach is. So for that reason, I think it's just creeps behind the scenes, just lurking.
Lurking,
Yeah.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
I
And
get
I
it.
think if it was Simps, I'd probably make a lot more money. So it's
Right,
creeps.
because they'd be trying to please you. Right. Okay,
Right.
I get it.
It's creeps. It's creeps for
That's
sure.
okay. Okay. On your honest opinion, right? There's a stigma out there about girls who do OF. Would you say the dating market now is harder because of that? Or do you think because it's more socially accepted that people are a little easier now to deal with? You know what I'm saying? Around that. There was a time where it'd be hard to get a date or even talk to somebody if you did OF. But now it's like almost everybody has it. So like I'm asking, are you finding like in the dating pool, is there still piss in it, or guys are like warming up to the idea of like dating a girl with, you know what I'm saying?
I think it depends on the person, and I think it depends on the girl, right? Because I mean, it depends what you're doing on OnlyFans, I think, because I personally I have only had one person have an absolute problem with my OnlyFans. Like in the whole time I've been doing it, I've been doing OnlyFans since like 2016.
Got you.
So I've only had one person be like, absolutely not. And then before they would say, you have an OnlyFans? Fuck no. Now, because so many people, like you said, have an OnlyFans, it's more like, okay, so what are you doing on there?
Right.
And I don't even think that a lot of men care anymore if women have an OnlyFans. I think what they care about is whether or not you're fucking on camera.
Right. Are there sex tapes of you out there?
Right. I think that is the one that guys are like, no. But I mean, yeah, I think it depends on the girl, and I think it depends on what you're doing. Obviously, it depends on the man too.
Right. Some guys are forgiving, some guys are understanding, some guys have been in the industry, so I get that.
But it's definitely harder for sure if you're like making sex tapes, which I don't make, but I know for a fact that's harder. I have a lot of male friends that are like, no,
I get it.
that.
And I just want you to know, you probably broke a whole bunch of people's hearts by just saying right now you did not make a sex tape. I know there's a whole bunch of guys that are fucking breaking their fucking necks right now.
You know what it is though? Like I'm not gonna
find it.
My OnlyFans subscribers know that. Like they don't, like, honestly, my lives are like a hangout. Like
right, I got you.
They
like you for who you are. I got you.
Honestly, it makes me sound stupid. Like, oh, this bitch really thinks these guys like her personality, and it's like, yeah, I go on lives and I talk shit and I do raffles and I hang out with them. Like,
yeah. So I understand that 1,000% because remember I used to work at an industry where I was right. I was actually the guy answering your DMs like on OnlyFans. Like I was working
You
for
were
a
a
management
chatter.
company. Right. I was a chatter. So like you would DM the OnlyFans model, but you were really talking to me. And I would build relationship with these motherfuckers. It's like I would, you actually get to know them and then you learn their likes and their dislikes. And it's like you're obviously not getting anything from me. I'm a guy. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but they
I'm
don't
not
know.
right. You think you're just talking. We're just
Mm-hmm.
talking and you're getting to know me. And I'm telling you about my non-existent dog and my goldfish that I love to feed, which I don't have. You know what I'm saying? But like these are things that I'm using to, sell you on me and you are becoming friends. So I totally get
Yeah.
you on that.
Yeah. But I don't have a chatter or an agency.
Yeah, no. I know that for a fact because I think I actually tried to sign you at one point to one of my agencies. But anyway, you're my homie, so you're gonna get a pass on that. Okay, so look, another question: if you could expose one shady thing about the influencer / model industry that most people do not know, what would it be?
About the industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to say because I don't fuck with anybody in the industry.
Well, let it be
So I
from your
don't
past.
so like I never have. I don't know what these hoes are doing and I don't give a fuck. I've never had friends that are in the same industry. I've never done this on the weekend. What I do know is that anytime I have come across a fellow OnlyFans creator at a group shoot or some event in the past, the one thing that I have noticed is that a lot of them have a drug or alcohol problem, and that they talk a lot of shit about each other.
Right, which
Like
is
it's just,
understandable.
yeah, I mean, it's just shady and like messy. And I've never really been like involved in the industry to the point where I'm like traveling with other creators so we
Right,
can make
right.
content. I don't give a fuck. Like I'm
So
like
you've
I could
never
shoot.
gone to like the Paradise Challenge or any
No.
of those things.
Mm-mm.
You've never been at a photo shoot and had like an inappropriate photographer or maybe like the assistant or something like that.
No.
Wow. Okay, you've actually been pretty fortunate because I've been at photo shoots with people and I've seen inappropriate shit happen at the
I
shoot.
mean, I've had inappropriate situations like a bitch in my DMs trying to tell me off. Or that time that you and I did that little group shoot and that girl was like hitting on me and I was like, yo, I'm gonna
Right.
put you in a fucking wall, bitch. Like,
Right. Which
stop.
that girl is a pretty well-known porn star right now, you know?
I know, I
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
I gave her a pass and I didn't crack her head because she was so young and I was just like I felt bad. I'm like this
No, I
girl,
get it.
she was like,
She was high on drugs
drinking and
too.
or
She was all
high or
fucked up.
something.
Yeah, she was all fucked up.
Yeah, and she looked, like she just
Yeah.
turned 18 and I
She
was just
did. She
like,
was literally just turning. She just turned 18. You're
yeah,
right.
she looked it. She
Well, my
looked
bad.
it.
She was 19. She just turned 19. My bad.
Mm.
19.
But yeah, like I don't really, I mean, I don't participate in group shoots much unless it's for you.
I appreciate you.
Like or whatever. I don't shoot with other models. I just like I have with like
I was
two.
gonna say you shoot with Ezzy.
Yeah, I've shot with two. I've shot with Dara. Actually, I haven't
Oh yeah.
really shot with Dara. We took phones with our pictures with our phones. And yeah, I've shot with Desi, and that's it. Desi is the only one that I fuck with because she's a normal human being, and she's not a fucking, I don't know, she's not on some dumb shit. So
I got you. Shout out to her mom, by the way. Anyway,
yay, Mama
okay,
Gato.
okay. So look,
Sorry.
no, we're Gucci. I love that lady. All right, okay. Last question I got for you on my list. All right, so what's the wildest photo shoot location, or situation you ever found yourself in?
Location
And
or
I don't think we've done
situation.
anything that crazy besides shoot you in your underwear in a parking garage, which is pretty funny. But
Yeah, where I fucking live.
yeah, exactly. It's cool. I didn't say you didn't live there.
I know, but that's what
You
made
know?
it worse.
I know, for real. I'll let the fucking fans fantasize about where you're at, whose garage you're in. One
Damn,
day they'll walk out to the
location.
garage and see you there. Like, yeah, but if you'd like, I know you did the tank girl shoot, which is pretty cool. Like you were actually did a photo shoot on a tank, which most people can't say. But besides that, which I just stole your thunder from that one. It's probably because that's one of your iconic shoots. Like I didn't do that shoot, and I'm mesmerized by it. So like whoever did that, kudos to you. But
Janice.
that was my fucking dog. I should have fucking known. I love that lady.
Janice.
You know what? I would love to find out where she is right now. You know?
I think she's in California.
Yeah, she's still probably on Venice Beach. I thought she told me she was moving from there. I don't remember. I haven't spoken to her in a minute.
Yeah, she's the one that shot that. She shot it. Days kind of produced it. And then we had a makeup girl and a stylist, and I can't remember their names because this was a very fucking long time ago. But that was cool. Yeah, I was on a legit tank. I don't know how they found that. It was like it was at some like exotic car dealership or some shit.
Wow,
just like
fucking crazy.
Brought it outside for us. It was nuts. Honestly I can't remember as far as like location. Back then I used to shoot in a lot more random places because I was being a lot more artistic. Like now it's just like lingerie or like whatever.
Right, Airbnb.
Or like
right.
or an Airbnb for like production because I want Halloween photos or something because I'm like a fan of horror and stuff. But yeah, I've shot in like abandoned trains. I almost fell through a hole in the bottom of the train one time. Like the floor had a fucking hole in it, and my leg went through.
Holy shit!
But like I did a full split and caught myself, or whatever.
Ouch!
But I think that was like the most crazy. I do have. Oh my god, I have a crazy photo shoot story. If you want me to tell me it.
Let's get it.
Okay, so I went to LA years ago with Days, and we were shooting. We rented this Airbnb near Hollywood, and he was shooting models, and I was shooting with photographers in our Airbnb.
Right.
And so, whatever. There was a day we didn't really have much to do, so he was like, "Let's take pictures outside in the front yard." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And it was some weird shit. I was wearing like a wig. I had an eye patch. I had a cigarette. I had a fucking weird sailor hat. It was like some funky shit.
Got you.
And I was topless with pasties. And we were in the front yard of this house. And so the house, the front porch, it was high, like it was elevated.
Right,
so you can see over the front yard fence. It was a wooden fence. But if you're on the porch, you can see clearly over the wooden fence.
Right, I got you.
So whatever. Days and I are shooting. I'm standing there with a cigarette. Like we're taking close-up pictures of my face and like this eye patch and some weird shit. I think it was for a brand, if I'm not mistaken, the eye patch or something. And then he's like, "Oh, be right back. Let me go grab another lens or something." And he goes inside and he comes back out and he just grabs me and he looks at me and he goes, "Get the fuck inside right now." And the way that he said it, I was like, what is happening? So I just tossed the fucking cigarette and ran in.
Right.
And he ran in behind me. And he's like, "Look at this." And when we look out the window, because we can see over the fence because the house is elevated, there's a man pacing in front of the gate with a fucking gun. Like, just pacing. And we were like, what the fuck? And then a car came and picked him up. Yeah.
California has really strict gun laws.
He had a fucking gun in his, like, on his side, not in his pants. He was holding it on his side, walking back and forth. I don't know if the guy was planning to rob us and maybe saw that we looked a little nuts and like changed his mind, or if he was gonna rob the convenience store in front and he was just using like our sidewalk as like his anxiety zone.
Wow.
But neither of the things happened, and a car came and picked him up. But we were like, what the fuck? Like,
crisis
that would have been
fucking verted. That would have been crazy.
That would have been crazy.
You might have been witnessing some shit or been caught up in some shit. Hey,
yeah.
Hey.
That was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, we're gonna call that bullet dodged because you don't you don't know what the fuck was gonna happen there.
Yeah, that was nuts.
No, nuts, but hey, you survived. You lived to tell about it. You know, we got the photo shoots to prove it. So I'm happy you made it through. Thank you. No, okay, but Vany, this is awesome. Him up. No, this is fucking awesome. I just heard the life or death story. I don't think I got anything else for you either. Like, I think the majority of the questions I asked you. Okay, so look, real quick before we part, if you would give if you can give one word to advice,
you could do so. You want.
If you can give one word of advice to like up and coming model in the industry right now, what would it be? Like, what would you tell them?
It would be you can't tell someone not to do something. If they want to do it, they're going to do it anyways.
100%.
What I would say is never do something that you are uncomfortable with, even if it's a small part of you that's uncomfortable with it. That means you're uncomfortable, something's not right, and your body's telling you something's not right. So don't like force yourself. Don't do it because you think you're gonna be rich, because chances are you're fucking not, because this is saturated as fuck.
Right.
And I would also say have a backup plan, because we never know when the internet is gonna fucking collapse. So always have another means to pay your bills and to live, And I also would say don't start as soon as you turn 18. Like, do what you're supposed to do. Do the morally correct thing, let's just say, or whatever, however you want to say it. Do what you should be doing. And if in a couple years you still want to do OnlyFans or you whatever the fuck you want to do, then fine. And even then, start slow. You don't have to go all out like as soon as you start, because once you start, you will not have the same opportunities, like
As if
obviously
you didn't.
depending on the content. But yeah, like that is a big problem with, like, if you ever need to get a job, if you ever want to actually find a relationship, if you ever want to get married, if you have kids. And like now, and a lot of people say they don't care. I don't believe that shit. I really don't.
No, 100%. So if you can go back, hindsight being 2020, and change your path, would you?
I used to go a little more ham back in the day. Maybe I wouldn't have gone so ham, but I don't regret anything I've ever done. I was older when I started. I was like in my mid 20s. I was married.
Wow.
Like, I thought that was it. Like, I don't gotta find a relationship. I got a man, like whatever. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make money. And I did. And I did make money because I started so long ago, before it was so oversaturated.
Saturated, right.
So it's just different now. It's very different. So I would just, advise people to be a little smarter about it, because it could change your life positively and also negatively. And even though you may be living a life of luxury and traveling, and you're doing all these fun things and all these fun shoots, and you get to buy whatever you want, like at the end of the day, nobody wants to like go home and regret everything they did that day, or feel some type of way about themselves, or feel the weight of like other people's energy like with you all the time. And like,
Right.
so it's just like like energetically, it's not the
It's not the vibe.
it's not the vibe. It's not the cleanest route you want to go as far as like your energy.
No, okay, I feel you.
Yeah. But
Well, with that being said, man, I gotta say we appreciate you, Vany. This was what, take 3 on doing this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It only took us 3 times to get it right. It's not my fault, guys. I swear. Yeah, it was my fault. It was my fucking. It was all my fault. It was me, guys. It was me. It was totally me.
It was you.
Yeah, it was.
You.
It was. I'm gonna eat.
Well, it definitely wasn't mine.
but we got it. We're here. It's done.
We did it.
Yeah, guys.
Did it.
So Vany, I want to say thank you for giving us your time. For the people who don't know, Vany and I do have a photo shoot coming up in a little bit over a week. Counting down the days. Little Miss Fine. Looking forward to it.
You're gonna spend the whole day with me, Mikey.
Yay! And my camera.
And your camera.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, guys. We're gonna create a whole bunch of YouTube content and OF content and Instagram content. We're gonna create content, which is fucking dope. So we're gonna do another serial shoot. No, not serial. We'll let them wait for it. It has something to do with milk. Well, we're just gonna leave it at that. Right. So yeah, whatever. We'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, that's Vany. I was gonna point this way. Like, I'm so used to like that. No. Okay, look, that's Vany.
I'm Vany.
And you're on the mic with Mike. We'll be back again, or I'll be back again next week. We're out.